later on after the class.
Done. I've already started recording. Thank you for the reminder. I almost forgot.
Okay, thanks for that.
Good. Now, what I was explaining is that we have this data center or this server here. So basically, they are normally, a data center is made up of several servers. So we have this data center hosting several servers, which are actually hard disks with information. Now, we have computer 1 and computer 2. Maybe we have another computer 3. Let's say there is Tom. Tom is sending a request here. Mike is also sending a request here. Maybe Patricia is also sending a request to this server. Now, this server or this data center must have a way of knowing who has sent which particular request and which particular resource you want to access. Okay, so what particular resource do you want to access in here? Because in here, maybe we have Wikipedia. Let's say we have Wikipedia. There might be Facebook. We also have maybe TikTok and all that. So this person wants to access TikTok. This one wants to access Facebook. This other one wants to access Wikipedia. So how does this server know that you are requesting for Wikipedia and not Facebook? So what happens is each particular resource that is stored in here is given a unique identifier. Okay. So that unique identifier, we call it an IP address. It's given a unique identifier. So when you, for example, type here www.wikipedia.com, the moment it gets here, it gets translated to an IP address, which is actually storing data related to Wikipedia. Then the server will process it and send you back the request. It works the same way with your phone number. Let's say in my phone book, I have John, I have Jen, I have Mary, I have Tom, but the names are actually, if you call the name themselves, it won't go anywhere. There is a number behind that name, but because we can't recall all those numbers, we give them names that we can easily recall. So in internet, the contact names in our phone books, in internet, we call them domain names. Domain names. And these domain names, an example is www, let's say facebook.com. So normally this name translates to a particular IP address. And if you want to see that, are you still able to see my terminal?
Yes, we're seeing.
Can someone confirm? Or you're just seeing, what are you seeing now?
Confirmed.
Great.
Yes.
So if, for example, I run what we call ping, and I type facebook.com, see it is translating to some, this is IPv6. Let me get the one with IPv4. For example, let's say ping.ugim.solutions.co.ke. Yeah. So you see this particular IP address. This is unique to UGM solution. So then there's no other resource in the internet that is having this particular IP address. So if you type ugmsolutions.co.ke, basically it's the same as typing 51.89.254.250. Even myself, I don't recall this number, but I can recall Eugene's solution. So basically, that is how domain names work. And domain names are registered. So you will, later on, we'll see how to register domain name. Then after registering a domain name, we'll see how to see the IP address and all that. So that is a brief about how networks work with websites. Now, what we are going to do next is setting up this server, because we are not going to work with the Google server or the cloud server for now. We want to set up a server in our local computers. So for you to set up a server in your local computers, there are two, we call them two web servers that we can use. So we can use one which is called Apache web server, or we can use another one called Nginx web server. So these are the two servers that we can use. And because I'm sure most of us are using Windows, while personally I'm using Linux, we are going to do a setup of WordPress in both Windows and Linux. So before we install a WordPress, we need to make our computers ready to behave as a server or to act as a server. Seeing there are two people here. Yeah, so we need to make our computers work as a server. So what happens is for Linux, that I've already done my setup. There are some things you need to install. Because first of all, if you want to use, let me just type it on my whiteboard. Yeah. So if you want to use WordPress, first of all, we said that WordPress is a CMS. CMS means content management system. That means it is very dynamic. Being dynamic means that it works, it has to be able to store data somewhere. So, and for you to store data, you will need what we call a database. So the database that we are going to use in this particular case is called MySQL or MySQL DB. Now, for Windows, to install MySQL, you just need to install one thing. That is, you can either install what we call WAMP or XAMPP. So the moment you install this one, it comes with MySQL, it comes with Apache server, and it comes with everything you need for you to run, for your computer to act as a server. This is for Windows. Let me just say Windows. Windows. Now in Linux, specifically Ubuntu, it is different. I'm seeing our Zoom is almost expiring, but it's okay. So if in case Zoom locks you out, you just log in again, you'll be able to continue. So in Linux, we don't have one particular package that comes with this, but all these things. So in Linux, you will need to install MySQL itself. You install Apache server or Nginx server.
Mike,
Yes.
In Linux, we can also use lamp.
Yes, you can use them, but I prefer they install these ones one by one, because there are times that, for example, you find that only my SQL is having an issue. In that case, you won't have to, for example, reinstall the whole Apache. And if it is only Apache, you don't need to touch your database. So it's always good to work with them independently, but you can also install LAMP. There's that option also. So once you install these ones, you will be able to now start working with all these things. So I don't know if there is someone with the Windows machine and is able to share their screen so that we can guide you. And I want all of us to be doing that. I just need someone to share their screen.
Allow me to share mine, please.
Great. Who is that?
Morris. Oh, imejiandika manager.
Manager yuko wapi? Oh, manager.